Hello, my name is Talani and welcome to the continuation of the family mediation lectures, just here from Kairos. Today we're going to be talking about among parents, and obviously today's is the first session, or this session in particular is the first session. I'm just going to be given an introduction as to some of the things that we hope to do. So today's session is titled Among Parents, and we're looking at selective group intervention. So how do we begin? Basically, we all understand that being a mother and a father of teenagers is difficult and challenging. There are definitely exclusive challenges that parents go through, those that are definitely growing with their teenagers, moving from children to teenagers. So what are some of these challenges? Among Parents, this session, is a meeting space that seeks to support parents of students of the third cycle. Now, the third cycle is a term which is used in Portugal, but transferred probably within the rest of Europe, that would probably mean kids, well, teenagers from the ages of 12 all the way to 16. E.g., within London, that's probably secondary school term. So basically, Among Parents is a meeting space that seeks to support parents of students of secondary school to solve problems of everyday life and to promote their academic success of their adolescent children. So what are the objectives of this first session? Objective number one, very simple, is to present the facilitators and parents. So bring the parents and the facilitators together. Bring the parents and those organising the actual conferences, bring them actually all together. Number two, know the different group members and promote a relationship of greater trust between everyone. One of the objectives. Another one of the objectives is to simply meet the objectives of this program and its structure and timing, and to know the operation of each session and define the most important rules. So, the structure of each session that we're going to go through, it's going to be 8 in total. This is the first one. This one is just an introduction, which is just a summary of the previous session, information about application tasks as well. Part 1, introduction to the theme. Part 2, group discussion with observation and reflection. Part 3 will be the activity, and the conclusion is just simply setting objectives and planning activities. Setting objectives and planning activities and having an assessment session. So feedback is really, really important as well. So the outline of the session is very simple, 1 all the way till 8. So 1, or session 1 that we're doing right now is just the beginning. Session 2 is just going to be talking about the parent-child relationship from a perspective of support and communication. Session 3 is going to be talking about a parent and child relationship from a session, or from the section of looking at growing up with children. Session 4 will be talking about parent and child relationships, looking at conflict with children. Session 5 will be talking about parent and child relationships, looking at disciplinary strategies, well, discipline and strategies to include them. Section 6 will be talking about parents promoting school success, so how parents can promote school success, such as their beliefs about school and learning. Session 7 will be talking about parents promoting learning and school success again, but ways to involve parents in school learning and to participate in school. And session 8 will be the farewell and the conclusion. So the first session, how will we achieve the objectives of the group? Or in other words, how are we going to get the group to come up with objectives? How are we going to get the group together to facilitate and to just understand better what are they coming in the name of, what cause. So important rules here, basically, there has to be punctuality, there's got to be a balanced participation, very important. There must be a collaboration principle, there must be networking, there must be a sharing of ideas, there must be partnerships taking place. Confidentiality, it can simply start by meaning everything that is said here stays here. Positive approach with the principles of sharing, as I just mentioned 2 seconds ago. So the first session again, what are some of the questions that may arise out of the first session? Like this question right here, the first one here, it says, it was very difficult to identify some of these characteristics in my son. These are some of the things that was it very difficult to identify some of these characteristics in your son, in your daughter? That's a good question. Another question could be, what characteristics do I most admire as a parent? What are some of the characteristics that I most admire about my son and about my daughter? Another question, usually I'm aware of the qualities of my son or give more attention to his problems and defects. Do I give more attention to the problems and defects of my teenage son or daughter, or do I give more attention to his strengths, her good points, his good attributes, her good attributes as well? How often do I praise my child? Links exactly to what I just said before. And when was the last time this happened? When was the last time I praised my child? When was the last time I didn't praise him, that I said something negative about him? These are some of the things that we look to discuss as parents within these sessions. So, some tips on compliments. Praise positive behaviours. Very, very important. Sounds like common sense, but very few, well, fewer parents are doing it. We need to understand it's really important to praise our kids. So what does this mean? Praise positive behaviours. Not just to save the perfect behaviours, but also the average ones. Make specific and realistic compliments. Specific and realistic compliments. Number 3, make the compliment immediately after the occurrence of positive behaviour. It's so important that we time our compliments at the right time. When our kids do something good, there and then. Make them aware of it and not delay, not say something 2 weeks later about something that they did 2 weeks before. Causes a bit of problems. Follow it with smiles, eye contact and enthusiasm. Smiles, eye contact and enthusiasm. Very, very, very important. Give hugs and kisses during the compliments. Again, some families may be more conservative in their approach of how they should display their love. Well, some parents, may be a bit conservative as to how they display their love towards their kids, but it's really, really important that hugs, kisses during compliments, or praise, warmth during compliments goes a long, long way. Praise the young man, praise the young woman in front of others. It's really good, it's a healthy thing from time to time. Not too much, but certainly never. It's a very good thing when parents praise their kids in front of others and in front of them. It reassures them that what you do at home, you also bring it outside as well. And praise effort and behaviours that indicate progress and not just their final behaviour. So praise the efforts that show that they're well on the way towards achieving that goal and becoming that very good person, and not just when they've arrived, but as they're arriving, encourage them along the way as well. So among parents, it's the first session, and it's simply this session is going to be titled Selective Group Intervention, and it will be the first session.